Here's the template that we worked with in class, and we'll start out figuring out our cash sales for the first quarter. So I'm going to hit equals and then go into my input screen, and I grab that 10% rate for cash sales, and I'm going to multiply that by my total cash sales for the first quarter. Hit enter. There's the number. Now I'm going to calculate my current collections of accounts receivable for the first quarter. That's 40% of the first quarter sales, so I grab that 40%, multiply by total sales for the first quarter, and hit enter. Collections from the prior quarter, seeing how this is the first quarter, we have to go to the balance sheet, so I'll hit equals and go to that old balance sheet information that I have in my input screen, and I had $407,000 in accounts receivable as of December 31st. Hit AutoSum and total up my cash receipts. I'm going to copy that formula over because I'll use the same formula in this table, so paste that. Got a bunch of zeros in there now, but that'll change. Let's look at cash disbursements. So accounts payable for the current quarter. Go to my input screen, and remember I am paying 25% of the current quarter's purchases. So I grab that 25% and multiply by a total in my purchases budget. So I created another line down here and added together my leather and lining purchases. So I multiply that by the 25%, and there's my number, the 180. Now I'm going to do my accounts payable from the prior quarter, and that's off of the balance sheet for the first quarter. Direct labor, go into the direct labor budget and grab my total for both the cutting and the sewing department. Variable overhead, go into the variable overhead budget and grab the total for the first quarter. Fixed overhead, a little bit trickier. We go into our fixed overhead budget and we grab the total, but notice we have a depreciation charge, and that doesn't have anything to do with cash, so we're going to subtract that out. So I'm going to hit a minus sign and then go grab that depreciation and subtract it from the total. So that gives me that 127.80. Marketing, going into the marketing budget and just grabbing the total. G&A, again, a little tricky because I have depreciation in there. I'll go into my G&A budget, grab the total, and then I want to subtract out that depreciation amount. Okay, so I'm going to hit the minus sign and grab that depreciation and subtract it from the total. Okay, income tax. That's on my balance sheet from last year. So I'll go into my input screen, and I've got that as a line item as part of that old balance sheet. Hit enter, there it is. Dividends, remember that table I made? It's in my input sheet. I'm going to grab that first quarter payment, which is 0, and then I'm going to copy it. And when I copy that cell, it'll get the rest of that table in there. Okay, so I paste it, and there's my dividend payments in the second and fourth quarter. Capital expenditures, same thing. I've got a table made here. I'll go in and grab that first quarter capital expenditure, and I'm going to copy that as well, and that'll put everything that was in that table in the input sheet in here. All right, so totaling my cash disbursements, hit AutoSum again and total up that disbursements column. And I'm going to copy that because I'll use that same formula all through the 4 quarters in the year. Calculating my cash increase or decrease, I'm just going to take my cash receipts and subtract my total cash disbursements. And I wind up with that negative 700,000. Now, beginning cash balance, the first quarter comes off of the balance sheet from last year. See my cash balance, it's 308. So I'm just going to grab that and use that as my beginning cash balance. Ending cash balance, all I have to do here is add beginning cash balance to my cash increase or decrease. And I wind up with a negative 400,000. Now remember that ending cash balance for the first quarter is beginning cash balance for the second quarter, so I'll just reference that cell. And I might as well copy that while I'm at it because I'm going to be doing that over and over again. So I'll copy that over to the fourth quarter and paste it. Got zeros in there now, but that'll change when I get some numbers in the third and fourth quarter column. I'm going to copy the cash increase and decrease formula as well because I'll be using that over again. And might as well copy the ending cash balance formula because I'll be using that again as well. And I just want to copy that over to the fourth quarter, not the year. All right, so there's a lot of our work done already. Let's go and do the second quarter. So second quarter cash sales. Remember, this is the cash on the barrel head, so that's that 10%. So I'm going to go grab the 10% for cash sales off my input sheet, and I'm going to multiply that by my second quarter total sales. Okay, we're on the second quarter now. Hit enter, there it is. Now I'm also going to collect 40% of second quarter sales in the second quarter. So I'm going to go in and grab that 40% and I'm going to multiply that by my total second quarter sales. Okay, now collections from prior period. We don't have a balance sheet from the first quarter, so we have to calculate this. So that's 50%. So I'm going to go in and grab that 50% off my input sheet. Where is it? There it is, 50%. And that's 50% of the prior quarter's sales that we're collecting in the second quarter. So I went in and grabbed the first quarter's total sales. Okay, and notice my total updated because I had that formula copied in there. Okay, so let's do our accounts payable for the current quarter. So remember, we're paying 25% of the current quarter's purchases. Okay, so I'm going to grab that 25% off my input sheet. There it is. And I'm going to multiply that by my second quarter purchases in total. Okay, so I'm going down and grabbing that new line that I put in there, that percent. So there it is, the 541,780. Direct labor, right off the direct labor budget for the second quarter. There it is. Variable overhead. Go to the variable overhead budget and grab the second quarter total. Hit enter. And there that is. Fixed overhead we've already calculated, and it is fixed, so we can just copy this formula across for the next 3 quarters. Get that out of the way. Marketing, we go into our marketing budget, grab the second quarter total, hit enter. G&A, again, that's a fixed cost, so let's just copy it. We've already done the work. Paste it. There it is. We're done with income tax. We paid that on March 15th. Dividends and capital expenditures. And we copied all of our formulas to calculate our increase and decrease, as well as our beginning cash balance and ending cash balance. So there you have it. You can proceed on and do the third and fourth quarter and for the year. And remember to be careful with the dates for your beginning and ending cash balance for the year.